Hi folks, County Lawn Gardener with you again. I know it's early. Today's just I think it's the 12th or 13th of May. But I wanted to show you my garden, and progress on my garden, and my raised beds if you're interested. You know, last time I had 4 of these beds planted. Now if you look now, I've got them all. Got them all planted. Been planting flowers today. Here's what we got so far. Well, we're done. We're planting. Now all we do is just water and wait for them to grow. These are Supersonics over here. And these 3 beds are Amish paste, which is our favorite tomato to process. We just love them. We tried them last year and loved them, so we put out 36 plants this year. This is a mixture here, just for fun. German Giants, Belgium Giants, German Strawberry, I don't know, I could go on and on. Here's a weird one here, a Country Taste. Just kind of throwing everything in there that we had. We had some tomatoes left over. I'll show you. If you notice the little yellow flowers, they're not very big yet, but they will be. We planted them from seeds. Those are marigolds, and believe me, they'll keep the bugs off your plants. Them bugs just do not like that smell. And I can smell it. Okay, there's my onions over there. We'll not go up that row because it's a little tight on the golf cart. But we'll go back in here. These here are Big Beef, I believe. And they're looking good. These were the plants that I planted from seed. The rest of them over there you see I bought. And you know the story about that. I lost 1,250 plants from something I did wrong. So we'll not do that again. Anyway, here's my strawberries. They're both blooming. Both boxes are blooming crazy. Just for a joke, I stuck a tomato plant down in the middle of that bunch of strawberries. We'll see how it grows. But these are ever-bearing. They don't get real big, but they get, there's so many of them. Here's the greenhouse. As you can tell, it's almost empty. There's some coleus flowers over there in hanging baskets my wife's planting today. There's some tomatoes. There's one tray of tomatoes back there with 12 in it. I'm going to give my daughter, and then peppers are going to get thrown away here shortly. Here's a ring of flowers my wife just now put out. Isn't that pretty? I bought her these flowers for Mother's Day. I do every year. Okay, here's these are Omar Lebanese, big red tomato. I mean, they get big. See the flowers? There's the flowers again. There's some more. Here's a Better Bush. These are compact little plants. They'd be perfect for a container. Oh, speaking of containers, let's go back up here. This is kind of silly looking, but I had tomatoes left over, and I will not throw a tomato plant away. Look at this. This is silly looking, I know. I got 6 pots sitting there with a tomato in each one, and they're growing. Okay, let's go on up here. We got the garden planted. The last 3 days we've got the garden planted. And this video's over. That's my blackberries. You're all familiar with them. They're coming on. They're starting to come on. We'll go up here real quick. We'll see what we got. I want to show you what we got planted up here. It's all planted, all but one row, and I'll show you that on the way back. This used to be part of the garden here. Believe it or not, this garden, as big as it looks there, it used to be twice as big. It used to be all the way to the edge of that hill right there. It used to be 350 feet long. It's 115, 125 wide, I can't recall. These flags, each one of these flags represents a row of something. except this last one. We didn't have anything put in it. Well, we didn't want to put anything in it. This first 3 rows here are Indian corn. If you see them a little discolored, that's from I watered them in. After I fertilize, I water them in, and I did that the other day. Just after, I'd always water in after I plant seeds, always, or plants for that matter. Don't go by that forecast. Plant them in, water them in. Okay, there's another row. This is sweet corn. Okay, the sweet corn goes up to here, where you see the double flag there. There's an access road, 8 foot wide. And then on the other side of it is 4 rows of Jade 2 green beans that we put in. And if you'll notice, they're not planted yet. We don't plant them until 30 days after we planted this first batch. This first batch was put out the 10th of May, 4 rows. And here they are. Okay, you can see I watered them in. These 4 rows were planted May the 10th, and then the other 4 rows will be planted June the 10th, 30 days apart. Now, here's a 16-foot access road, and I'll tell you why I have to have that. I have to have it wide because I have to have room to come out over there, that last row of tomatoes, and clear it, and clear my beans with that tractor and the tiller on the back. So we're going to try that this year. Yeah, up until now, I always leave it short, but here's our tomatoes. There's 6 rows of 12, going soon to be 13. I'm getting ready to put 13 in. One more, I'll show you. There's a row. They're all looking really good. I seen one up here. Now there's 8 foot between each row. Each row there's 8 foot going north and south, and 8 foot going east and west. I can get that big tiller on that John Deere behind me down through there and clean it and clean the weeds. You're familiar with the blackberries over here. That second row over there is where I propagated those 5 plants I showed you on video, and they're coming up. They're growing. If you'll notice a few little white flowers down through there, they're blooming. They're blooming. Each one of them white flowers represents a blackberry. Okay, there's a couple plants here. Right there's one, and right there's one. This one just needs to be stood up and staked up. I think it'll be okay, but anytime you see one kinked like that, you gotta fix it, because what it's doing is starving the rest of that plant for nutrients and water and everything. Look at that one there, just standing up so straight. Going all down through here. Now this first row, and the only row I put out, which is actually, this is the last row because I'm going from that way up there. But anyway, these are yellow tomatoes. Yellow tomatoes, orange tomatoes. I don't grow purple or pink. Tomatoes are supposed to be red and yellow to me. But I love yellow tomatoes. I love them. But here's what I'm talking about. I got 12 in a row down up here the other day, and I looked and I said, wait a minute, there's room for one more. So I stuck one more right here. But I didn't down through here, so I got 5 more plants I can put down through here. You know, each row. There's plenty of room there for another tomato, because this way I don't need that 16 foot this way. I got all this area over here. If you can tell, if you look real close there, you can see how well it drains. This garden just drains perfectly. If you can see the lay of the land there, it's probably got a 1 or 2% grade to it. I don't know, but I know it comes down. It comes down fast. This hump right here keeps the water in there, and it runs down this edge. And I'll go in there probably with a little plow I got, and knock this all back down, get it humped up a little bit to where that water will run out down here. Here's that other access road from the beans to the corn. Remember now, this is the first row of beans. Okay, when we got here the other day, after we got all of our beans and corn planted, I couldn't stand it. But this was the last row of corn right here. See it up through there. Look at the land, look at the dirt, tilled up dirt I still got. My goodness, I can't have that. I'm gonna have to stick something in there. I can't stand it. I gotta use up my garden. So here's what I come up with. These tomatoes right here. These were tomatoes that I planted seeds from seedlings, and they're doing pretty good. And they're good tomatoes. I mean, they're the Best Boy Goat Bag. That's a famous one around here. People probably never heard of it, but it's a great tomato. There's a couple of peppers in there. I think there's a row of peppers in there. Opalka, that's a crazy looking tomato. It looks like a pepper, a long banana pepper. Best Boy, I could go on and on. Lemon Boy, Lemon Boy is one of the best yellow tomatoes. Best Boy, Big Beef, on and on and on. I'm going to put them here. I'm going to put them here. See what happens. Well, you know, I've got room over here for a row of peppers and maybe some cucumbers too. My wife says not to grow the peppers or cucumbers because we don't eat them. And we couldn't give them away. So I don't know what to do. I got all kinds of seeds up there, and I got pepper plants here in the back. So I might sneak some of them in. Well, I'm going to cut this short. That's all I wanted to show you. I know it's the middle of the month, and I'll make another one in the 1st of June. Just wanted to show you the progress I've made on the big garden. Got to get out here and mow here shortly. I'm going to do that here in a minute. I'm going to play with the garden first, but then I'm going to mow. My wife won't mow this big bank. She won't do it. I bought her a $5,000 tractor, and she won't mow this bank with it. It can be a little scary, but it ain't that bad. Well, folks, I'm going to get off of here. I hope you all have a happy garden season, a good garden season, and I'll talk to you again later, okay? Bye-bye.